Alright, in this video we are going to be talking about GPO once more. So, we're going to be talking about GPO and why people aren't playing it as much. I'm sure this is a question a good amount of people have if they already don't know the answer, but GPO recently, just as of late, has not been pulling as many players as it has been, and there's just been less videos of it out there in general. This video isn't really made to like bash GPO too much. It's more like constructive criticism because the game does have some issues, and I really do like the game. I really do. So seeing it in the state that it's in does bother me a lot, but I'm not trying to hate on GPO. I don't want GPO to die. To be honest, GPO dying is probably the last thing I want. I want it to stick around for a long time, but I don't mind the change of scenery every now and again when it comes to, you know, different games and stuff. Everyone knew GPO wouldn't be the best, like one of the funnest games around all the time. It has to have some points where it dies down. But yeah, back to the main point onto why people aren't playing GPO. It's mainly because the game has reached a point where it's incredibly stale. You can only go so far with the same core mechanics and the same formula for the same things over and over and over again. It worked for a few updates, but I think now it's to the point where it's like you can't just keep reusing the same event updates and just like changing the way things look and releasing like a weapon or two and calling it a day. Like you can't keep doing that, giving us a boss or two, giving us a weapon or two, and then being like, yep, this is our event update. And you can't keep having the major updates be, oh, here's an island or two, here's a devil fruit or two, here's a few weapons, here's a few bosses. Do with that what you will. People want core gameplay mechanic changes or enhancements or additions or something along those lines. People wanted a Tori rework for a very long time. They never got one because you just would never rework a fruit because it's a lot of effort to rework a fruit, so he just wouldn't, which sucks, but it's the truth. The game just got so stale, just too stale. At a certain point it's bearable, but it reached a point to where it's borderline unbearable because it's hard making videos on it, so it's hard to keep people watching those videos. Like, imagine if it's hard to make them, imagine how difficult it can be to watch them if it's just everyone's videos are the same. And another thing being that why would anyone keep playing if they're just going to keep experiencing the same things over and over again? The core gameplay in GPO was never that great. Let's not kid ourselves. It's a glorified bandit beater at the core of it. We can admit that. It just looks really good, and it can kind of be a little entertaining at times. You know, fighting a boss for the first time or something, because the bosses are unique. I'll give them that. But when you reach the end game kind of thing, which is arena, everybody who vast majority of the people who consistently play GPO play because of arena. And it's a very major end game thing. It's just doing arena, doing PvP, and all that. But when arena, his biggest like changes never end up working out well, or never go smoothly, or whenever they try to introduce new maps, they remove them, and then we're stuck with alternating two maps instead of just sticking with one map. Like, they tried introducing a Geppo bar or something, and they tried doing things with the ult bar. The ult bar and the Geppo cooldown are the only things that stuck. And even then, that Geppo cooldown thing they're trying to do like a more advanced one, so you didn't have to put up with runners, and that just borderline broke the game. That one was not working out at all, like any way, shape, or form. But I'm not here to rant about their previous attempts at arena. I'm just saying that arena itself has been fundamentally, with the exception of an ult bar and a Geppo cooldown, have fundamentally been the same since they dropped it. Arena started off with 2 maps. They removed 1, and for a very long time it was just 1 map. Then in update 4 they changed it, and there were 3 maps total. They took one of those maps out, and now we're back down to 2. And they're not very interesting maps. They're really not. The map that they had was like a forest map, and I really did like that map. I thought that was a really cool map. It was green, and there was trees, and it was like you couldn't see each other off the start. You had to like turn a corner, and I really liked that map. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why they got rid of it. I'm sure it's for a fair reason, but nothing an invisible barrier probably couldn't fix, to be honest with you, if they just put those up and then boom, forced you to fight your opponent. But yeah, I also don't know what ended up happening to the zone thing. I haven't seen that in a while, but they said if a match gets longer than 4 minutes, a zone will push in. I don't know if that's still a thing. I don't know. I don't have matches that last that long normally, so I don't know if the zone is still a thing or not, but it's like similar to the Fortnite Storm. Regardless, that's not the point. The point is these fundamental game changes that they keep trying to make, they keep failing at. They need to get a grip. By they, I mean the devs need to get a grip on being able to make big game changes, or just quality of life changes, or just differing the experience up, diversifying the content just a bit. They were kind of onto something with the Halloween event and update 4. Update 4 was a different update than we normally get, and it had some mixed feelings. I really liked it. I really did. It was a little unique. We got second C. Getting there was fun. It was a good experience. I remember first day update 4, it was definitely interesting, and the Halloween event was a good event. We gotten cutscenes. We had gotten a different way of handling events than we had normally received, and the weapons were unique. I mean, the scythe wasn't very unique. It was kind of bland, but it was really good, and Hollow's Fang was a very unique and interesting weapon, which was very nice to see. It was a nice change of pace for weapons. And the weapon balance changes, though, that was also really nice. Like it kind of shifted slightly, not too crazily, but it changed the M1 meta around a bit. But now people just rely on like Kraken Greatsword because it's a slow hitting weapon with really high damage scaling M1s. But it was nice. It was really nice. But then it feels like they dropped the ball again. We went a while after Halloween. When we got that Christmas event. I guess we can use some time in this video to rant about the Christmas event as well. That Christmas event was incredibly lackluster. We were given 2 bosses, neither of which were that interesting. One weapon was bad, one weapon was okay. And we were... That's pretty much it. We were given clothes, cosmetics, some boss drops that like nobody really cares about, and that was it. It was kind of annoying because it didn't feel... I don't know what was missing, but we just got 2 bosses again, and we just got 2 weapons again, and the weapons weren't very interesting. The bosses weren't very interesting. It was like you would experience all of them first day, and then you would not care again. That's it. If you want to grind the bosses, you can, but chances are people have better things to do. So you just didn't. But yeah, that Christmas event was very, very lackluster. And the devs, they need to make some actual good changes to GPO. I think if they made some quality of life, I've said this a million times on this channel at this point, if they made some quality of life changes, people would definitely start playing the game again. If they were the right changes. I'm not saying you can just change anything and it'll work out. I'm saying that you need to change the right things in the right way, which can be difficult. I know that, but they have a lot of suggestions, and I think I'm glad to say they are like majorly considering some of these suggestions, because in their Discord, let me see if I can pull it up while I'm voicing over this. In their Discord, they actually have a dev answer thingy as like a as a text channel, and it's pretty much where Beneer, I think it's just Beneer who uses it actually, yeah, Beneer will just review good suggestions, because they do have a suggestion section in their Discord, but it never sees the light of day. But they actually are looking at the suggestions, and just, it's kind of nice. He reviews them. He says what are the chances of like doing them. He just kind of flat out denies some, but he actually seems like he's majorly considering others, which is nice. It's actually nice. Like for example, let's see. Well, oh, he has each of them labeled. Time to read suggestions again. Maybe when Pelly cap increases, I will talk to Foe about a Pelly for an SP reset and other things. See, he's considering Pelly being used for other things. He said here, fruit M1 will not be a thing. Like M1ing with your fruit will never have some interesting effects. Fruit grips will most likely won't be a thing, which makes sense if those won't be a thing. Like with the fruit M1s won't be a thing. 8, ship battles would honestly be amazing. So that's something, you know. Like having actual ship battles being something that he's considering, that's nice. It's nice to know that the fans are finally getting a say. The community are finally getting a say. The community is finally getting a say. I don't know. In the direction of the game for once. Let's see. Here he says, what's 9? Areas and island capturing game modes, and then Banir just put a winky face. A winky face. I don't want to call it, but it kind of sounds like he's confirming that that's coming. I don't want to say anything, but it's nice. And there's a lot of other things in here, like he's talking about weapon skins, hostage quests, missions to grip people or rank up. So like missions where you actually like are RKing people or just going around and doing stuff like that. But yes. He says here, gunfighting styles. You can't have blackleg Rokushiki sword style while having a gunfighting style. And then Banir said, in planning. It's nice to get confirmation on some things that are being thought about and some things that we just know will never be coming. It's nice to have that peace of mind that we didn't have before. So I really do like the fact that Banir is taking... I don't know if Banir took complete initiative on this, but I do like the fact that if he is, I do like the fact that he's taking initiative on this, because that's what it seems like. He's the only person who's reviewed anything, and yeah, that's pretty much it. But it's really nice to know that, you know, we're being thought of, we're being considered, we're being taken into account for. It's nice, but yeah. Another reason people aren't playing GPO, other than the fact that the game is just kind of in a stale state and there's not much diversified content, and arena is the same and the core gameplay is the same and everything just feels the same as it has for the last year, is the fact that other games exist. For example, Deep Woken came out very recently. Well, not very, like a week or two ago. It came out and it's been averaging like 20,000 players, which rivals GPO's amount of players, because GPO pulls like 10,000, 15, 20,000 players. Anywhere between 10 and 20,000, I'd like to say. 20 on a very good day, but 10 most of the time. Deep Woken pulls like maybe like 20 to 30,000, maybe 15,000 to 30,000 players. So, yeah. It's just like there's other games out there, and if you have noticed, a lot of content creators have been just pumping out a lot of Deep Woken content. Personally, I like Deep Woken. I do like playing it. I don't have a lot of time to play it. I've been fairly busy recently, and getting into a new game is not something I've had a lot of time for. I've dabbled in it, I've made a few videos on it, but I haven't been able to get into it on the same extent that some of my friends have or some other content creators have. Not to say anything, I'm just saying I don't have the time to sometimes. But yeah, GPO is not being played for those reasons. Is it a problem? Yes. Does it seem like the devs actually care for once and they seem like they're actually working towards fixing it, which is nice? Yes. Will this problem be fixed in the near future? I have no idea. I can't predict the future, and I don't know when the next update is coming out. We did just get this pretty bad Christmas. I think this is probably like the worst holiday event we got. The first Christmas event wasn't really a holiday event. We literally got one boss and one weapon, but it was the first event ever. It was kind of low expectations, and honestly, I was pretty happy with it. Like back then, the bar was lower. Now, the bar is much, much higher, and this Christmas event is just lacking. But, yeah, if we're comparing them all to each other, like, directly, then I guess this one isn't the worst. But if we're comparing them for how they were at the time of which they came out, then I think this one is the worst. But, yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say. There's not much else to say on this topic, on to why people aren't playing GPO. It's a combination of the game being stale, and there's other games out there that are coming out. So, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, no hate to Foe or any of the devs or Banir or anyone or Danube. I'm just saying that's the way the things are, and this is the reason for them. So, yeah. See you guys next time. Peace.